When we are intrinsically motivated, our behavior is motivated by our internal desire to do something for its own sake. This type of the motivation is directly linked with the natural instinct, urges and impulses of the organism. The individual who is intrinsically or naturally motivated performs an act because he finds interest within the activity. He is engaged in learning something because he derives pleasure in learning that things. The activity carries its own reward and the individual takes genuine interest in performing the activity not due to some outside motives and goals. Some simple example of intrinsic motivation could include reading a book because we enjoy the storytelling, exercising because we want to relieve stress, cleaning our home because it helps us feel organized. We may play a sport because we enjoy playing rather than because we want to win. Or we may complete a crossword puzzle because the challenge of completing the puzzle motivates us. An intrinsically motivated person does their job for the joy of doing it. An architect finds motivation in the designing of a structure. A programmer finds motivation in solving coding issues. The task itself is the reward for an intrinsically motivated person. When we are extrinsically motivated, our behavior is motivated by an external factor pushing us to do something in hopes of earning a reward or avoiding a less than positive outcome. In such motivation, the source of pleasure does not lie within the task. Such kind of motivation has no functional relationship to the task. The individual does or learns something not for its own sake, but as a means of obtaining desired goals or getting something external reward. Some simple example of extrinsic motivation could include reading a book to prepare for a test, exercising to lose weight, cleaning our home to prepare for visitors coming over, learning a skill to earn to livelihood, receiving praise and blame, rewards and punishment. These are all belong to this category. Extrinsic motivators should be avoided in situations where an individual already finds the activity intrinsically rewarding. There are basically 4 types of extrinsic motivation, and these are based on the level of internal drive to engage in the activity. Starting with the most extrinsic, these 4 types are external regulation, that is completely controlled by outside consequences. Introjected regulation, that is engaging in the task to avoid guilt or negative self-perceptions. Identification, that is participating despite lack of interest because it serves a larger goal that is personally motivating. And integrated regulation, that is participating in a task because it is both interesting and has extrinsic reward value. As an example of integrated regulation, students may freely choose to work hard on activities that they do not find particularly enjoyable because they know that the activities are important in reaching a valued goal, such as spending hours of studying educational psychology to become a good teacher. Those students are freely choosing to accept outside causes such as licensure requirements and then trying to get the most benefit from the requirements. A second explanation that avoids either or thinking is that intrinsic and extrinsic motivations are not two ends of a continuum. Instead, intrinsic and extrinsic tendencies are two independent possibilities, and at any given time we can be motivated by both intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Both extrinsic and intrinsic motivation play a significant role in learning. Experts have argued that education's traditional emphasis on external reward, such as grades, report cards, and gold stars, undermines any existing intrinsic motivation that students might have. Others have suggested that extrinsic motivators help students feel more competent in the classroom, which in turn enhances their intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation as a source of spontaneous inspiration and stimulation brings better result in the teaching learning process. Therefore, it is always better to make use of intrinsic motivation whenever possible. But in case if it is not appropriate to make use of intrinsic motivation, the use of extrinsic motivation should not be suspended. Depending upon the learning situation and the nature of the task, the choice of providing appropriate motivation should be made by the teacher so that the learner may take profound interest in the learning activity. These are some of the basic difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Now try this.